Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Look, Thiago Alcantara is literally one of my favorite players on this planet, and this is a more serious topic. Bild have basically come out with more signals that show me that they're very either really nationalistic or very racist. I don't understand it, but it's more agendas again. As everyone knows, Thiago is literally one of my favorite players on this planet, so this is a bit personal to me. I think Thiago is literally only second to Messi in terms of technical ability and control of the game and perfection as a footballer. I think Thiago is our best player technically and consistently wise. He's so important to that Bayern team. And you've seen over the last 4 games, without Thiago, of course, I love Leon Goretzka, but Goretzka is not close to Thiago in terms of controlling the game, doing everything. Thiago carried us to a double last season. People seem to forget that. I don't think last season we won a single game or even drew. I think, okay, we drew and lost. We didn't win a single game that Thiago wasn't on the pitch. So that just shows you how important Thiago is to that team. But Bild have come out with some more bogus stories. Remember in May, Bild came out and said Thiago was pretty much putting pen to paper, signing a Bayern contract, but now they're saying he hesitated the last minute, which is their way of trying to cover up for them calling out something that was too early. I don't think Bayern and Thiago probably personally agreed. I think there was a picture of Thiago going to the training ground, and Bill thought that was when he agreed to signing and blah blah blah, and they did it quickly to try and tell everyone that, hey, we're reliable. And then now that Thiago hasn't renewed, they're like, oh, he's leaving. So this is their way. And remember, Thiago has constantly come out in interviews and said, I love Bayern, I want to stay here, and I can imagine retiring here. So now Bill, are saying, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, crazy idea in Thiago's head is that he would imagine going back to Barcelona or to a different club, which is stupid. First of all, let's dissect that. You don't think Thiago's looking at his career and looking at where he wants to be to best achieve all the goals he has or may have in his career left? You don't think Thiago's looking at Barcelona and like, damn, they're crap. You don't think he's looking at that, the situation at Barca? You don't think he's looking at every other club, looking at maybe the fact that Barcelona are probably going to be relevant after Messi leaves? You don't think he's thinking about that in his head? You don't think he's looking at Barcelona's situation with literally all their signings, Coutinho? You don't think Coutinho's told them, hey, yo, Barca's crap? Thiago came out and said he would like to have Coutinho at Bayern. That's telling me Thiago wants to stay. Now, Bilder coming out and saying, no, this isn't it. Thiago could probably imagine going to Spain or to another club abroad. It also goes on to say Bayern and Thiago have not received any offers, and the only interest is from Liverpool. Liverpool! Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Klopp is a fan of Thiago's ability and technique, blah, 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 of course. But I think one relevant thing there that Bild might have said is the recent performances of the duo of Kimmich and Thiago, or Kimmich and Goretzka in midfield, would mean a direct replacement for Thiago is not needed. The decision not to move for Kai Havertz this summer will not even change if Thiago leaves. So basically what Bilder's basically saying is, oh, because Kimmich and Goretzka are performing this well, Bayern aren't looking for a replacement for Thiago if he leaves. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If Thiago Alcantara leaves, a world-class player, you have to bring in a world-class player to replace Thiago. Does everyone think Goretzka is going to stay fit? No, because this season he's only been consistent since the restart. But before that, he was getting injuries. And even when he's playing, I love Goretzka, but he is nowhere close to the level of Thiago. Thiago is literally one of the sauciest players on this planet. So no, Kimmich, Goretzka getting into the midfield does not intervene with anything relating to Thiago. Look at the performances against Chelsea. Bayern's board apparently wanted Thiago to perform better in the bigger stage, in the Champions League most importantly, for them to renew Thiago's contract. He did against Chelsea. Bayern were going to sign a new contract with Thiago. A pandemic hit, which obviously stalled negotiations. The season has restarted. Thiago picked up an injury. Bayern are waiting till the Champions League is complete, so Thiago has a full-on Champions League campaign to reprove himself. Yes, I love Thiago, but I want him to do it in the Champions League. Guess what? Thiago will do it in the Champions League. He'll sign a new contract with Bayern. We'll win the Champions League. He'll win the Champions League at Bayern, and he will be happy. And he will be one of our greatest midfielders of all time, and he will just be a legend. Bill don't like that. They don't like the fact that a guy that's not German is this highly important at Bayern. Remember when Bild came out with signals that Alphonso Davies wasn't impressing the Bayern bosses, and also Joshua Zirkzee? They criticized a kid for not impressing in training. Apparently Zirkzee missed a few shots. Remember when they said that? I think it's the exact same, maybe racism or nationalistic agenda. I don't understand it. Why? What is this with Thiago? Every time Thiago has a good game, if Muller had a great game, I love Thomas Muller, and it's not on Muller, it's on Bild. If Muller has a good game, guess what? It's a billion posts all over from the German news sources and journalists. Oh, Muller is amazing. Oh, he's this, he's that. If Thiago has a fantastic game, it's Thiago performs for Bayern, finally. It's Thiago finally does it. I don't understand it, man. I just don't. I don't understand if it's a racism thing or if it's a nationalism thing. If it's a non-German player thing, it has to be an agenda. It's not just Bild, it's Kicker, it's the German newspapers. I'm not exactly sure why it's a thing. Bayern has always been a club of you know what I mean? We haven't been about this life. We've never had this with journalists. FC Bayern is very protective of players. Thiago can't surely be in this conversation anymore. He's done too much for this club to be criticized week in, week out by some irrelevant bastards who think it's fun. I don't know if they understand that Thiago is this important at Bayern. Are they trying to sell papers? Because Bayern fans aren't like this. Bild aren't Bayern fans. They're actually anti-Bayern, but more specifically, they're anti-Thiago. I don't understand it. Last season, Thiago was our best player, barring Lewandowski. Lewa was great, and he was scoring our most important goals. Yeah. But Thiago was the reason we even played okay. If you look at the tactics under Niko Kovac, Thiago made that team do what it did. Remember, Kimmich wasn't in midfield. Kimmich wasn't the guy. He was not in midfield. Thiago was. And he proved himself. Niko Kovac relied on Thiago, and Thiago gave us the performances. Won us a double. Thiago, you could take Thiago out of that team. We don't win a single game last season, and that's a fact. We didn't win a single game when Thiago wasn't playing. That's a freaking fact. We lost games, obviously, with Thiago on the pitch, but most importantly, it's bigger when you don't win a single game without Thiago on the pitch. Remember when he got injured for like 3 weeks and we didn't win a single game? Or 2 weeks, no games won. I think Thiago is world class. It's not just on his day, he's consistent. Thiago does it week in, week out. I don't know what it is, what agenda it is. Now, saying Goretzka, Kimmich in the midfield would mean no replacement for Thiago. Are you dumb? If Bayern were to give Thiago to anyone, first of all, it'd be for a lot of money, which would mean that money has to be to get someone. And I love that last part. The decision not to move for Kai Havertz this summer will not be changed, even if Thiago leaves. As if Kai Havertz would come in to replace Thiago. As if Bayern weren't already going to sign Havertz without Thiago. And just so pointless Bild. So pointless. I hate this agenda once again. What is it with, you know what they gain out of this? First of all, they gain attention, relevancy. They gain newspaper sales. They already came out and said Alaba could leave Bayern and Bayern's bosses are considering it. We know Alaba ain't leaving Bayern. We know Thiago ain't leaving Bayern. But why do you keep coming out with it? Why keep trying to they keep trying to shake the club up. I guarantee you in the next 4 weeks or so in this break that the players are going to have, Thiago will go on break, probably think, and he'll come back and sign a new contract. He'll put a pen up and bang, he'll sign a new contract with Bayern. He'll sign a 3-year contract and he'll be our player. He'll win 2 Champions Leagues at Bayern, and he'll go down as one of Bayern's greatest ever midfielders, because I think he is. Even if he's only had the few years here, Robert Lewandowski has had the same amount of time as Thiago, actually less. Thiago is a Bayern legend. He's, 6 years here? Thiago has had 7 years at FC Bayern. He'll win himself a Champions League or 2, and he'll go. He's 29 years old. He's in his prime. Why would Bayern let Thiago go in his prime? If we were to let Thiago go, it'd be 2 seasons ago, when it was all doom. It'd be 3 seasons ago. After Pep left, maybe that's when you could have said, let Thiago go. But Thiago loves this club. You can tell on the pitch, he is the leader of this club. They don't like that build. I'm not saying Germany's racist. No, I'm saying Bild is racist, and that's the problem. Thiago has won every single trophy he can win in his career, and guess what? He will win a Champions League again at Bayern. And that's what they don't like. They don't like the fact that Thiago is included. They don't like it. They don't like how good he is. They don't like the fact that he's non-German and he's such a captain for Bayern. They don't like that. I mean, crazy how Mark Van Bommel in 2010, 2009, 2008, I think. When did Van Bommel join? I don't care. The first ever non-German captain for Bayern. They don't like that. They don't like that someone from a different country. Thiago could wear the captain's armband. You know how pissed they'd be? Bild. I don't know why. Why? I don't get it. What does Thiago do to hurt them? Did Thiago F their wives? Did he clap their wives' cheeks? I don't understand. Why the agenda? Why so tough with it? Why is it every single day you have to be about my favorite player? Alright, well, look, Thiago ain't leaving Bayern. I'm just pissed off. Every single time Bild come out, it's always negative. Keep calm and stop being pricks. You're so... Oh, you're so annoying, man. Look, thank you everyone so much for watching this. This isn't even representative of Bayern. It's just... No, you can say a player can leave and link to him. Yes, you can say... I'm not saying you can't say that. I'm saying don't say it when we know it's an agenda. It's not even logical. Why would Thiago leave Bayern for Barcelona of all places right now? Do you think Thiago isn't reading how Thiago is giving author to Juventus and getting Pjanic back 30 years old? Do you think Thiago wants to be part of Barcelona? Do you think Thiago would break the bank to go to Liverpool? Do you think Liverpool could even afford Thiago if they can't even afford Timo Werner at 50 million? Does it even make any sense to say that? Thiago isn't stupid. He's actually one of the smartest players on the pitch. The guy speaks 5 languages, for God's sake. He can speak English, Italiano, Espanol, Portuguese. He can speak German. 5 languages this guy can speak. He's smart enough to know that Barca's crap. So are Juventus. So are PSG. So is every single club. So, with that in mind, the only club I could possibly see Thiago ever go to is probably Manchester City. And even then, why? Why? Why would he go to City just to go win a few more trophies that are irrelevant? If that was the case with him. Just tired. Let's watch Thiago win a Champions League. You know what Bild will probably come out and say after if Bayern win the Champions League this year and Thiago is in the team and helping us. He's played a big part in us this season, Thiago. He's been amazing this season. You know what Bild will come out and say? They'd probably come out and say, oh, but Thiago only started 70% of the Bundesliga games that Bayern played. That's exactly what they would come out and say. Oh, but Thiago only started 80% of Bayern's Champions League games. Oh, but Thiago only was featured in 65% of the DFB Pokal games. Oh, but Thiago, but he only did this. Thiago has had to have his place almost replaced by Kimmich. Thiago has had to wait on his opportunity. Remember when Thiago had to go to Spain and give 2 assists to get back in the Bayern team, and then he was fully back in the team? Remember that? Thiago Alcantara will stay at Bayern, and there's nothing Bild can do about it. Don't worry about this transfer stuff. It's just them and their agendas once again, because it sells papers or it sells relevancy. But thank you everyone so much for watching. it's a weird day to say Mia San Mia, because it sounds like Bill, they're trying to ruin that from us too. But Mia San Mia, and peace.